What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Elevate Your Grind, brought to you by the Cannabis Lab. We are here live from MJBizcon 2023 in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. I fucking hate this place, but we're here. It's crowded. We're fighting the traffic on the strip to get around. They left the F1 stuff up to make it even harder for us, but we're running into all of our friends. I am sitting here with Max Simon. Max, it's great to see you again.
Good to see you.
Absolutely.
I keep saying to all the people that I've seen for a long time, it feels like a badge of honor to still see some of those same people here,
Yeah. I thought it was funny. I'm like, I think if you've been to MJBizcon 2 years in a row with the same job, you're doing pretty well in this industry.
I've been here for 8 years with the same job.
You're a unicorn, man. You are a unicorn. Go find somebody else on this floor that has been to every single one of these in the same company. I don't think you're going to see it.
I'm a unicorn, man.
Yeah, man. So how is everything going with Ganjier? I know even Green Flower, you guys are expanding. Give us an update.
Yeah, well, so Green Flower now is in 50 universities and colleges, powering the cannabis programs of the schools.
Very cool. So who do we have in Florida?
We have University of North Florida and FAU in Florida.
No shit. All right, that's where I live, right by FAU.
Both those schools are
very cool.
Are Green Flower partners, and got Syracuse in New York, and all the way Louisiana and LSU, all sorts of really cool schools. So
very cool.
We're doing lots of cannabis education in higher ed, and yeah, we have Ganjier, which is the cannabis sommelier program.
And is that something that can expand out of where it is? Because I feel like
we wanted to.
But the problem is like I feel like that's always going to be the destination one. It's like going to Mecca, Got
to get to Humboldt.
Yeah.
Right? So we have a campus in Humboldt now where people come in and do those trainings, and it's a trek, but it's a life-changing experience.
Yeah.
It's one of the most, for people that are cannabis people, it's like one of the most memorable cannabis experiences you'll ever have.
Yeah.
And so that cannabis sommelier program has gone really well, though. We have 300 certified Ganjiers now out in the industry, and we're really embedded in the industry now.
Let me ask an interesting question. What's the pass rate? Like
it's a good question. It's about 70%.
Yeah.
So,
and I don't say that to like as a negative thing. Like that is, people pay for this program, and there's a chance you don't do the work, you may not pass. Like this is a legitimate certificate.
One in three right now don't make it through, even though they take the exams, and so it's a little intimidating. I keep,
but I think that's why it's so respected.
Yeah.
We'd
like more people. I would like more people to pass. This is like an ongoing thing. It's heartbreaking, when people study.
As a business owner and a cannabis enthusiast and advocate, that's got to be the hardest thing. Where it's like you want everyone to pass, but you also want it to mean something too.
Yeah, I mean it's about 70% right now. So
it's still a great number.
Yeah, it makes it feels like it's upholding the integrity of the program, which is really important because Ganjier has had a vision to be a 100-year institution. We want to be the group that's still certifying and training cannabis professionals in 100 years. So we wanted to build something that would withstand the test of time. And that means making sure every part of it has real integrity to it.
That's really cool, man. A mutual friend of ours, I think, just went through the program, and she's using it to build out her house. Jocelyn, she's going to be here later today. So that's really cool to see. And then having people have the tag on her app, and those being the reviewers.
One of the things I've realized we haven't done a good job of is unbelievable, is helping people understand what being a Ganjier opens up. Because we have lots of people, whether it's Jocelyn who's building Buddhist, or it's people building consulting companies or other education companies that have founded their companies because they're now a Ganjier.
Yeah.
And that credibility has given them so much weight. But we also have sales directors at Kiva and at Jeter and at Curaleaf and at all these groups that are using it, and they will tell you it has made them, it has allowed them to get these higher level positions because now they're trusted to do the sales and do the marketing and represent the company in a positive light. And then you have people that have used it to get better jobs inside of companies where they've gone from being a bud tender to a retail manager or a bud tender to a buyer. And so, there's a real career elevation that happens with Ganjier as well, which is, I think, why it continues to gain so much steam in the market.
It's great, man. I mean, I look at the education that you've done from the outside, and I'm like, for me, that's the next step, right? I've self-educated myself as much as I could. I've gotten to that point, but I think there are certain things that I didn't pick up smoking till I was later in life. So there's a lot of like history behind it and everything that I just don't have that I want to round out my education.
And
So
you know, the funnest thing of Ganjier, and I get a lot of, a lot for it from my wife, but it's like, you really have to consume a lot of product under the veil of understanding the appearance, the aroma, the flavor, and the experience, because that's what you learn to judge in Ganjier. And so you're consuming
I
to
know.
judge and evaluate and understand the criteria constantly. And it's the most fun you'll ever have learning in your whole entire.
I mean, that was my job for the better part of 2 years, is when we were building a brand, was to go around the country and try other people's cannabis. And that was always a fun conversation with my wife. Like, what are you doing? Oh, we got 10 strains we got to go through from the grower today. Oh, so you're just sitting around smoking weed? I'm like, yeah, but I'm also getting paid for it. So
Appearance, you have to judge what it looks like. Aroma, you have to judge what it smells like. Flavor, you have to judge what it tastes like. And experience, you have to judge what it does.
and when you are doing that professionally and you're taking that weed and putting it in a bag for someone to purchase at a certain price
It
point,
matters.
you need to find the perfect balance of all of those things. It can't, and unfortunately in today's world with cannabis, it can't smell good, taste good, but not look good, right? It can't look good, taste good, but not smell good. Like, it has to have all of them in some kind
And
of
the biggest thing
harmonious.
is that people are not really very sophisticated around
not.
understanding the experiences, the reason why people consume it. So it's all important.
Well,
and that's what Ganjier is doing. It's training people. How do you know these things?
But see, the thing that I like about Ganjier is, to me, that's where the education is going to come from. I don't think this is appropriate for everybody who loves weed to go through, because when we look at like something like wine, the average person who enjoys wine doesn't know that much. Like, we had two beautiful wines at dinner on Monday night. I couldn't tell you the name, couldn't tell you the type of wine. I know they were delicious. I didn't order them. And I think that's how most people go through their experience with cannabis. Whereas there are some of us who've been doing it forever. And one of the things with cannabis is the different effects, right? It's the difference between drinking tequila or whiskey or vodka. And, some people say, I fight on tequila, and maybe it's not directly like that. But once you find cannabis you like, you want to continue to find others like that. Like, I know, like, an OG Kush is going to put me to sleep. And sometimes I want that, sometimes I don't. So that's why I always we as an industry talk about education, but to what point, right?
Yeah.
Because not everybody who likes booze or wine is educated on what they're drinking.
But see, cannabis is a really complex product.
Sure is.
If we're being honest about it. It's a complex product. And then there's also a real set of diversity of why people are coming to cannabis.
Yes.
People are coming medicinally. Some people are coming as flavor heads. Some people are coming because they're using it for mood or as a daily productivity source. And so, you really do need to learn, what is it about this that is better for you when you're trying to go to sleep, or you're dealing with pain, or you're using it socially. Or what about understanding the different product types and the real nuances of why you would consume one over another?
That's true.
It's all that stuff that people they just don't know. They just don't know. And so that's what Ganjier does. It like fills all those knowledge gaps in, but also because of the credential having so much credibility in the space, opens up so many opportunities.
We focus so much now on we'll call it doctoral classes, right? Where you also have the beginning of the funnel with all of the green flower classes across the country. I mean, that's the base level education. And I think that those programs are important for the masses, right? Yeah. Like, that's the education this country needs to better understand cannabis. And then, it's just like regular education, the regular American education system. People are going to get their bachelor's degree. Some people will go on and learn more. Many won't. But you have those doctors that then go back and teach the other doctors and everything else.
I mean, we're teaching medical cannabis programs at 27 universities.
That's beautiful.
It's very satisfying. And, I was telling you, the thing that it's new, but we've just really been excited about it, is that we're now training the employees inside of the companies, because 50% of people that are coming in new. They're coming in fresh. And so you are doing a lot of fundamentals training on, like, I think all this people coming into the space.
The thing is there's a lot of educated bud tenders out there, but I think one of the biggest problems is most bud tenders know what they like and how it affects them, which is great. Like, I'll be honest, that's really the majority of my knowledge is what I like and what but problem,
to guide somebody else, it's a different animal.
Exactly.
Animal.
And I always test them by asking, like, hey, what do you like, what they recommend me? Then I ask them what they like. And if it's the same, then it's like, you may only know what you like. But my conversations with bud tenders are my favorite, but I'd love to see the education level go up.
Yeah.
You know,
But we're working on it. It's a new thing,
very
but
cool, man.
definitely working
Well,
on it.
I know you got a lot of people to see here. I
Yeah.
appreciate you stopping by. It's always a pleasure, my friend.
All right. Thanks so much for
Take
talking to
care.
me today.